The World Health Organization reiterated its position. Air travel is unlikely to spread the deadly Ebola virus.
Ebola is not an airborne disease. Ebola is transmitted by contact of sick person, and the transmission is done by the body fluid.
The WHO went so far as to advise against travel bans to and from affected countries.
WHO is not recommending any travel restriction. When decisions are made by airline companies, they have to take into consideration their perceived risk and the real economic impact on countries that are already affected by a disease that they have to control.
Still, some airlines have decided to suspend flights. Kenya Airways, one of Africa's major airlines, will stop flights to Liberia and Sierra Leone on Tuesday. It joins the ranks of British Airways, Emirates Airlines, Arik Air and ASKI Airlines, who suspended their flights to the Ebola-struck nations much earlier. Korean Airlines preemptively decided to cancel flights to and from Nairobi from Wednesday, also in a bid to prevent the spread of the virus. But the WHO fears the suspension of flights could disrupt the provision of humanitarian aid to the worst affected countries.
It is very important that all the humanitarian resources that have to fly in these countries can continue to come in. That's a first point. Secondly, a lot of areas in the countries can continue to have their normal work. Business is important, as we all know.
The UN agency says it's now coordinating a massive scaling up of the international response to the epidemic that's claimed the lives of more than 1,000 people. But WHO staff battling Ebola in West Africa have warned the numbers of reported cases and deaths underestimate the scale of the outbreak and that the situation is worse than previously thought. Clementine Logan, CCTV.